you to send it. I have it. I have the decision here. I'm digital, Mr. Speaker. I can table the decision. So, Senator Mugeni, I think you are, let us not waste precious time. This is our first day here, and we didn't need to do some work. Let me give you guidance on what you requested. Senator Mugeni, I want to give you guidance that there is no court ruling or anything touching on the Senate. Absolutely touching on the Senate, nothing. You are senior legal counsel, and I don't know where this ruling came from. Yeah? so, Senator Sen.Bon Khalwale, proceed and...
Yes, Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank you. Allow me to thank you for that guidance. This House has gained a lot of respect in the country. And therefore, the guidance you're giving, Mr. Speaker, I invite you to be even bolder and ask our colleagues who have migrated to the majority side to go back and take their seats, because the proper position, Mr. Speaker,
Senator Sen.Bon Khalwale, if you go even to the standing orders, if you consult the standing orders, senators have free sitting. You can sit here anywhere. There's free sitting.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, indeed.
Is on my chair, and I'm not bothered. You can spend even the whole month. I have no problem. I can sit any side.
Mr. Speaker, indeed you are right. As
so
I have said,
proceed and second this motion.
Yes, I'm seconding Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, be patient with me. We came here to guide the country when, leader of the majority, we came here to guide the country when opinion divides the country. So just allow me in 2 minutes to make my point, and then I conclude my seconding. And the point is, since you have correctly interpreted what took place in court, that there were no orders against the composition of the leadership of the Senate, and given that there are designated seats in this House, like the Speaker's chair where you are seated, it is a seat in this House. Just because the standing orders say a senator can sit anywhere, doesn't invite senators to go and sit where the Speaker is seated. So because these seats are designated, let members sit wherever they want. But we as leadership, we sit where we are supposed to sit. We cannot be in a country run by social media, Mr. Speaker. I am very serious. If the courts, let me confirm, if the courts had ruled that the majority in the Senate has become the minority, I would have been the first to move to respect the courts. But because there is no such a matter, let us clear the confusion. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion that the composition be as stated. Thank you very much. Pardon?
I propose Senator Murango. Senator Murango, can you have your seat? Honorable Senators, I propose the question that pursuant to standing orders 190 and 199.3, the Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the 4th session. In addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who pursuant to standing order 191A shall be the chairperson of the committee, the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Whip, and the Senate Minority Whip. 1. Senator Ali Ibrahim Roba, NGH MP. Senator Fatuma Adanduro, CBS MP. Senator Veronica Maina, MP. Senator Wakili Ida Lekiproti Sigei, CBS MP. Senator Mohamed Mwinihaji Faki, CBS MP. Senator Shakil Abdallah Mohamed, MP. And Senator Kristo Kegei Asige, MP. Mungatana Danson, Buya.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, can I be protected?
We are in the majority.
Mr. Speaker. Haya. May I be protected, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, may I be protected? Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this motion very strongly. Mr. Speaker, the list that has been tabled before this House in this motion is made up of very distinguished senators who have served this House with distinction, people who we know from our committees. They are worker bees, people who are able to put in the hours. And we really want to take this opportunity to thank the majority and minority sides for coming up with this list. Mr. Speaker, number 2, the list is diversified. I can see that almost all the regions in this country are represented, and Mr. Speaker, that is a very good sign. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I support this list, but Mr. Speaker, as the Senate Business Committee takes its seat today afternoon, we want to remind them that we had a midterm retreat in Naivasha. And one of the things that we raised was the prioritization of legislation from this Senate House, Mr. Speaker. We do not want this SBC to behave like the SBC of the previous session, where, Mr. Speaker, they kept on prioritizing business from the National Assembly at the expense of the Senate business, particularly legislation. So, Mr. Speaker, we are asking the new team that is going there, please go and make sure that our members here, they push their bills so that we finish. Because we are now midterm, and there are members here, Mr. Speaker, who have not been able to push a single bill to its conclusion. Mr. Speaker, we want to urge the new team to continue with the spirit of working hard, but also to prioritize what is ours. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Senator Mudam Agnes Kavidu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I fully support the names that has been given to work in the Senate Business Committee, and I know they will do good work. I encourage them, like Mungatana has said, to prioritize the Senate bills first, because when our bills go to the National Assembly, they are delayed there so much. And so we should also prioritize our bills here before we deal with the National Assembly's bills. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'm sure you're aware that we are using the supplementary order paper which was issued. So if you want to confirm anything, you go to the supplementary order paper.